being in the silence and not receiving the answer. An explanation of that? No, not an explanation. A probable reason. We're told, first of all, that if you pray and do not receive an answer, it is because you pray amiss. And it is well to watch our prayers and see whether or not we are praying amiss. What would it be to go into the silence to listen for an answer and not get one? I would say offhand that the person was praying for something or for somebody. And of course that would be praying amiss. God knows nothing about something or somebody. I would say that in some way the person was looking for some kind of an answer as a result of the prayer rather than for a principle already established. Now let's illustrate that. If I go to God, I go into that silence to listen with the idea of receiving supply, I would be praying amiss, because there isn't any supply that God can give me that I haven't already got, since I already am the embodiment of all that God is and all that God has. So I would be praying amiss, and I couldn't expect an answer to that. Or if I went into that silence feeling sick and thinking that God were going to heal it, and waiting to be healed or to have the pain stopped or something of that kind, that would be praying amiss, because in the entire kingdom of God there isn't anybody with a pain. There isn't anybody with a sin or a sickness. That would be praying amiss. The right attitude would be, Father, give me light. Well, let us say the same attitude that you would have if you saw a mirage in the desert and didn't understand it. It would be folly to pray to have it removed, because it isn't out there. It would be far better to pray, what is this thing before me that seems so real? And let us have light on it. And then would come the word, go forward, it's a mirage. That would be one thing. But praying to have this water taken off the road or this city removed that's in front of us, we couldn't get an answer to that, and we couldn't get an answer to a prayer for supply or for health, because there's no absence of supply and there's no absence of health. Our prayer must be for illumination, for correct vision, for spiritual understanding, for spiritual guidance and direction. Then, of course, the prayer would be answered. Watch that you're praying for spiritual light and not to get something or get rid of something. Watch that, because there is no such thing in the kingdom of God as a prayer to get something or get rid of. Watch Jesus as he stands beside the tomb of Lazarus. He virtually says that he doesn't have to pray. He's just doing it for the sake of those that are standing around. Well, it's the same way. Many years ago, a woman came to my office in Boston, told me her problem, and I had her sit there for nearly an hour speaking the truth about it, and then indicated that it was time to go. And she said, well, aren't you going to give me a treatment? Well, what would you call this? Voicing of truth for the last hour. For the treatment. Oh, but you didn't close your eyes. Now, you see, if we have wrong ideas of treatment, we're apt to have wrong ideas of what we go to God for. We don't go to God for health. We don't go to God for wealth. We have those things. That's our spiritual heritage. That's our divine right. Nobody can deprive us of those. At best, or at worst, we are entertaining a false sense of existence a false sense of our true identity. And it's that false sense within us that must be corrected. And that would, of course, be praying aright. So the thing to do is to watch this thing of treatment and prayer. And those of you who have any of my writings would do well to read the chapters headed Treatment and Prayer and study them, because they touch the subject of treatment and prayer from every possible angle that I've experienced in 21 years of work. And they'll probably answer any question you could possibly ask on the subject of prayer and treatment.